On a Tuesday, got your girl in the car and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday.
Yo, welcome to WLVS Radio. Tune into the open bar.
Salud.
Salute, salute, salute.
Salud.
It's salud. There's no Y-E, two
It's not
L's. Salud.
Salud.
Ain't that what I say?
He says salud for some reason.
Salud.
Ebonically speaking. Yo, today is the 25th, 9/25.
Yep.
Means nothing, but sounds like a good number. Yo, PDO is in the building. How are you, Pastor?
I'm good, man.
You good? You chilling?
Peace to the people, man.
You clean as usual? Yo, we sitting here with the legal guru himself. How are you?
Doing good. Tito Castro in the house. Castro Law, www.castrolaw.net.
Also, our liquor sponsor.
There you go.
Castro. And of course, sitting beside me is the beautiful Miss Castro herself, Mrs. Castro.
Hola. How y'all doing?
How you know she wanted to claim it? Sorry. This show. Look at his face, got mad.
Please.
His face got mad. Yo, the health guru. That's what we call you, right?
You can do that.
Oh, you giving us Jennifer Lawrence? No, Jennifer Lawrence. Not Jennifer Lawrence. What's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence?
Not Jennifer
The white woman?
Lawrence.
That's
Jennifer.
Katniss.
No, Jennifer. What's the lady that wore the Nike outfit?
Oh, you talking about
Jennifer
Hudson?
help.
No,
Jennifer Hudson?
no, not Jennifer Hudson.
The older lady, but pretty. The actress. Jennifer.
The one that had on the Nike outfit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that.
I can't
Serena Williams?
The ones that she sings the song "Don't Be Fucking With Me."
Don't sing that song.
Yeah.
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 Nobody know her name. How you
It's
say her
Jennifer,
name?
but I forgot the grandma from Blackish. So you talking about
When you said Lawrence,
No,
like the
I'm
grandma?
just saying the hair. You know,
Oh, okay,
she's
I'm giving y'all
natural, like-
Napoli ever after.
Whatever. So you taking it. It is sexy. So today, people, like as we were talking outside, I got my flu shot today. Have you guys got the flu shot?
No.
I don't believe in it.
I
No.
definitely didn't let a doctor
yet.
sneeze in my face.
So once he explained to me what I did today, I think I'm grossed out. Explain to me what you said the flu shot is.
Well, they basically inject disease into you. That's the best word. I wish it was a better word than disease, but germs. Virus. Okay. Yeah, they inject virus into your system and they let your system work to build it and to fight it, which basically builds the strength of your immune system so that when you get into the real flu season, you're less susceptible to the virus, from people sneezing and coughing in their hands and stuff like that.
That's a little correct.
That's not the way they explained it to me. They was like,
You would think you would get medicine, right? Like
I thought I was
medicine would
getting
help you, right?
medicine,
Yeah, no, you're getting virus.
everybody know I'm a germaphobe. Had I known that,
Get your little virus. You
well, and then the
That's
woman
what-
tells me after she put it in me, right? That didn't
Pause.
That didn't come out right.
That's what she said.
After she put it in you,
Yo, she said that it probably won't take effect for at least 2 weeks. So,
yeah, it's probably
and then
got to
I'm
work
like,
through your system.
And so she said, try to stay away from people with colds. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that before I got this shot?
would it made you not get it?
Yeah, if somebody explained to me the actual process is actually germs pushing up in your veins. Everybody know I wash my hands like 10 times a day. I can't.
Well, it's the dead version of the virus that's putting
Even
your
worse,
bloodstream.
who want dead people in their body?
It's dead. It's not dead people.
Dead people.
It's a dead version of the virus. So your body makes the white blood cells and the antibodies to combat it because it thinks it's alive. It doesn't know it's dead or not. It just attacks no matter what. So that way, when the real thing alive comes in, you already have antibodies to protect you.
yeah, exactly.
I'm
Which
just
is
thinking
it's a
like-
good idea, but man, a lot of people were getting like sick like 2-3 years ago, something like that.
Well, there is a small percentage of people that do get sick from it, and there is, if you don't get it, then everyone will be able to susceptible to it, and other people will die from the flu.
True,
also.
but this is the other thing too is that those viruses be mutating, right?
Lord
so
Jesus.
every like 5 or 10 years,
Yeah.
it's like a different strand now, right? Like so they have to like try to find a way to make a stronger.
Well, they update every year as they find different types that are out there. So they try to cover it, but they don't. It's like an antivirus for your computer. They don't have all the new ones, but they have most of them.
Right.
And chances are you won't get the new one. So for the most part, it works.
Exactly.
The flu is taking people out. I heard of like 4 people that died last year. Of course, they were like almost dead anyway. They were like 90 years old. But I'm just saying.
They were already Bill Cosby.
Oh wow, that's in our hot topics.
Different story.
That is our hot topics. Poor Bill.
Shout out to B.
But you know what? It's nothing like a good flu when you're trying to lose weight, though. You know.
Let's not risk our lives over it. That's all.
Yeah,
But
no,
I haven't gotten the flu shot in like 8 years.
Wow.
I just don't.
I've never gotten it before either.
Yeah, I mean, I got it way back when it was okay to do, but in the past 8 years, I haven't. I'm going to get it this year because I have a friend who's recovering from cancer, and that's one of the things they recommend anybody who's going to be around her because she's more susceptible to germs and being sick now. So it's a good thing that you got it.
How nice.
Don't make yourself sick.
Man.
Don't try it.
I feel sick.
I don't want to get it. But I will say this, though. I think also in the flu season is the season where you kind of stop hugging people and just seriously fist bump and wash your hands a lot. Like, I used to just say, I'm not going to catch anything, but, man, I hate getting sick because somebody else is walking around in general population sick.
Well, I have to admit, that's the reason why I stopped catching the train. Because, like, one time I was on the train, this lady was like, I was like, are you okay? And I'm like, everybody acting like they don't see this woman coughing up. And I
And
was
it was
like,
at that moment, you knew.
I said, no,
more
I would
train
never
for me.
catch the train again.
No, I mean, rush hour is tough. But I just feel like people who are sick, this is just a PSA, people who are sick,
Stay
you
home.
should, even if you come out of general population, just don't shake everybody's hand. Tell people, like, no, I'm a little sick, so, we good. Just, like, don't be in contact with people, But I just don't get it because you have something and you can easily just give it to me, like.
Selfish. People are
Yeah,
selfish.
I'm not with that.
Lord Jesus. I have a family member. I'm not going to say sister or aunt, but a sister. I mean, I have somebody. She's really germophobic. So she walks around with like a glove in her hand. I mean, a plastic glove.
Okay.
And that's how she
To
be
do
like-
everything?
Just about everything.
Just
then
one glove?
One glove, and then if people try to touch her, she'll just do it slickly. She just be like, with that glove. It's just really to follow her.
Right.
But-
She don't never wear a mask.
Yeah, I'll wear a mask.
She doesn't go that far, but she doesn't like her hands are.
She
like,
doesn't touch
really-
the shopping carts at the grocery store.
She doesn't. And then like one time she had to catch a train together. She
carried
stood.
wipes?
She stood on the train like she's about to die. It was hilarious. She got a problem.
I mean, listen, germaphobes have a different mentality. They're afraid of catching anything at any time. But I just think it makes sense to really just be thoughtful in that season. You know what I'm saying? Just like don't touch the rails and knobs if you don't have to. Like I kick the bathroom doors open in public places and stuff if I don't have to grab it.
All right, Pastor, kicking down doors.
Kicking
again.
down
Use the paper towels. I mean, just
Kicking
Wash
in
your
the
hands
door,
a lot.
waving the
because
door.
people
wash your hands a lot.
people wild out here. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that mean even doing one night stands, you definitely have to wear a condom. So,
Yeah,
that
oh,
didn't
yeah.
come out right.
That would be a good idea.
Yes, it's
That'd be a
flu
good idea.
season. It's flu season. Yes.
No kissing.
Make
Oh,
sure.
good excuse. You don't have to kiss. That's awesome. That's a good excuse. Oh, wow.
If you're a bad
Like,
kisser.
nah, boo, it's flu season.
Ugh. Well, you do have to kiss. Sex,
No.
kissing is part of sex.
Wait,
It's
but
not hard.
I thought like Pretty Women that they don't kiss. I thought that was their role, their job, not to kiss.
Who, prostitutes?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Not kissing.
Just in general, if you meet somebody and y'all.
Man, people don't
Before
kiss
sex,
anymore
you
like they
kiss.
used to.
Oh, explain.
I just think I think it's cultural. I think it's generational. I think of course
It's 'cause of flu
the
season.
generation is more promiscuous, so people get around a lot. I don't know. People seem to be less into kissing. Like when I grew up, when I was young, what I'm saying, kissing was a big thing. Like
That's all you
you
need
was
to
there
do.
in there having sex. You was tongue kissing. When you like 10, 12.
Dry humping and all
Yeah,
that good stuff.
exactly.
Kissing was the bomb.
Kissing was in.
But I honestly like kissing, but
People
This
out
whole
here
flu
eating
thing.
ass. They're kissing. They're kissing.
No, they eat ass before they
They're
kiss.
kissing.
she just
No,
went.
they're
You went
kissing.
right with the ass.
I'm
eating.
just
I
saying
love
because
it.
y'all making all this like, no.
I'm telling. They're not kissing. I'm telling you,
Yes,
they
they
will
are.
eat ass before they kiss.
No, they want to kiss. They
No,
do
you can't.
everything.
You guys after you kiss.
I mean, that's
You
what I'm
gotta- you
saying.
need a mic. You need
People,
a
that's what I'm
mic.
saying. They saying the eating ass can't be negotiated. We
go.
got to do that.
I need-
no thanks.
What's the Wi-Fi
Hard
to
pass.
here? I need a Wi-Fi.
Our producer said that eating ass is really good.
Yeah.
But
Kissing is okay.
So
I wouldn't go that far.
so you prefer to eat ass over kissing?
No, of course not.
I think a lot of people do.
You, Pastor?
Hey, I'm not speaking for me. I'm saying I think a lot of people do.
What's the face?
Okay.
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of
I'm a little prudish.
what I'm talking about
Do you hear
is
this in confessionals. Is that what you hear? This shit?
in confessional. Absolutely, you know, it's like those exactly. But
Who's doing the ass eating?
everybody,
The women are
Women,
doing
men.
it. Women are eating ass.
women
now,
and men,
too.
and that's what I'm saying. People sexually, people long to be uninhibited, and so sex is one of those places where people get the most freedom they ever get. You can find the most cringe, like locked up, closed up people who are very cautious, closed up, but sex,
that door
they get to
shut.
open up. Yeah, when they get into it,
Lord.
they turn into it's like a different person, right? But
That's
it's
how
the-
you know your grandma was a hoe. You know?
Exactly, absolutely. You could never believe it, but it's exactly right. Because
Grandma, you sucked his dick.
like when you talking to your grandmother, she's so sweet and calm
Grandma.
and positive. But
then you meet one of her old
she
friends.
when she opened them legs, man, she turned into a cussing sailor. Like,
Right. Or the fact that all your aunts, all your uncles and aunts got different daddies, and then but grandma's so sweet. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Grandma's so sweet.
She's a rolling stone.
Grandma used to.
I told you, my grandmother was definitely like that.
But you know what? I honestly don't think ass eating. I don't think that was
uninhibited.
out back then. I think it ain't start till like maybe the 90s.
It might be a little current. It's a current,
Think so?
but people are definitely
thing.
doing it.
But I've noticed now that the porn, the women are eating ass in the porn. I'll be like, what?
In
When did
real
they
life.
start?
This is real
These
life.
But you
celebrities
never seen
started
that in the
saying
porn. You
it,
never seen that in porn.
Faith said she ate Biggie's ass. You know, all of them say they eat ass now. Gabrielle Union has admitted to eating ass, so it's become a thing now.
That's right, Gabrielle. You did admit that, right?
She did that. She says nothing wrong with it. And I even think I heard an interview with Tank, and he said he likes having his ass eat. As
Yeah, he
well.
talked about it. Then
He
the
did.
world kind of went down on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, did they
well,
go
see,
down on him?
well,
No,
well, the thing about, I think Tank's timing was really bad, right?
Yeah, it
Because
was-
he had just came to DC and
He
did
did
the
Black Pride.
the Black
Gay
Pride.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they was already looking at him like that. It was already like rumors from years ago, but then right, the Black Pride piece, and then he makes that comment.
But what I like about Tank, he gave a fuck, 2 fucks. He said,
Yeah.
I don't care
His
what y'all
girlfriend
think.
does
Right.
it.
Yeah, his wife now.
Well, he talked about his first time. He said he was like 19, and then it was like a 34-year-old woman, and she tossed the salad, and she gave him good.
Nice.
Wow. But yeah, I
But
guess.
people are doing it. I think, like I said, it's a part of regular sex for a lot of people, and
But kissing is not. I don't understand.
but kiss, because this is the thing. See, when you're doing these sex acts, you're doing it because you're uninhibited. You're exploring, and you're allowing yourself to go with that. Then kissing, I think people keep it as this kind of reserved thing. Psychologically, they put it in a place of this is the honorable thing. So like kissing is for something you're honoring, right? Yeah.
more
It's like
intimate.
an honorable
It's-
intimacy, right?
Yeah.
But so it's not seen as sex is like salacious. It's nasty. It's good sex. It's like dirty.
Ooh.
It's dark. You know what I'm saying? At least people like to feel that way.
Well,
Okay, all right, Pastor.
Huh? Well, yeah, right, yeah. Well, I'm with you.
but I have to admit, I hate passion marks. Like,
What's the
yeah,
passion?
Bruises.
y'all don't know that. Like when somebody,
Yeah, he
suck
he
you,
did. That was like that was
hickey.
see that was like before
Hickey,
Jacob's time.
hickey.
That
You were talking about like punctuation.
see that was before his time. Passion marks
You
is
know
a
what? That would be a
hickeys.
good guess. 'Cause
That's from the
he
80s.
He just makes wrong. He says the wrong word. So yeah, that would have been a good guess.
So
yeah.
okay, well you know what a hickey is.
that's a little
That's what
more
you call it?
updated, but passion mark is like definitely 80s.
Passion mark is old.
That's way old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's like 1930s
70s. 70s.
or something.
You can bring it back.
Passion mark.
Passion mark is a little high.
See, because that's again, that was a dirty thing.
It was,
kind of
you
a
know.
kind of a dirty thing that they're trying to make sound intimate. You know, passion,
I have
passion
a-
mark. It's not passion mark. Yes,
Fuck
exactly.
mark. I love it.
no.
Fuck marks.
Yeah, I had a friend in high school. I came in high school with like 11th grade with a hickey on my neck, and this girl, she was Puerto Rican, real Catholic, real straight and narrow type person, right? She shamed me for having a hickey on my neck. She's like,
She shamed you.
She was like, only low class people do that. How could you do that? How could you let someone do that to you?
You're walking around looking like
2
that.
weeks later, she came to school with like
Right.
no jokes. At least 10 hickeys on her
Oh
neck
my
and
God.
face and her
Her
face.
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 Yeah, so
Who
she
lets
got
you
she,
suck
she
your
got her
face?
she got her shame back.
Her karma, huh?
You
Quick.
sparked her interest. She was like, I might have to try that.
When I was 14, I got a hickey on my eye.
Oh your eye.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh my
See,
God.
see how sexy
sucked
it gets?
your eye
See how
to the
sexy it
point
gets?
when
So I'm telling you, when
Who sucked your eye
when-
to the point of the bruises?
see when you haven't.
She wanted to see if it would work.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all
you
just being
experiment a little bit.
silly.
You
It
do different,
worked.
different body
And
parts.
you come out looking like the dog on what's it on
Parents
Little
were
Rascal.
so pissed.
I believe
My
it.
mom put makeup on me before I went to school.
Oh my God.
She's like, yeah, I'm sure she was.
Couldn't have
She
a
was
cool
like,
fight story?
she's like, WTF, Jacob? What are you
I know,
doing?
the last time I had a passion mark, well, okay, y'all call them hickeys. I'm sorry. It was like a lot on my neck.
Where'd you even get that term? Like
Passion mark? I never heard.
that's,
I heard
that's
hickey,
so
but,
our mother's term. Our mothers would use that
Grandma.
term. Yeah,
But-
passion mark.
because it's I'm a
Can't believe I'm even saying those words
So I
together.
use
No, the passion mark is to hide the shame from Hickey.
Exactly right.
Passion mark is this.
it
is
makes
to
it a
cover
little
up.
better
Because
right?
people don't want to know that you are getting it in, right? They like to see you in this normal version of yourself, right? The passion mark indicates that you were just doing some really nasty
With
stuff,
certain
man.
people you look at, you just know that they just getting it in, and
You do?
yeah, you can look at somebody and be like, oh yeah,
I wish I could look at them and turn to getting it in.
Thank you, Pastor.
I wish I could look and see and tell, like just like off the
So you can sermon them and help them out. I
But
get
you
it.
know,
hey, you know.
you can preach to them.
You know, at one point they said to get rid of passion marks, they said use toothpaste and a spoon.
Yeah, I heard
That
tea
never
bags. It doesn't work.
That never worked.
It doesn't work.
Teabagging.
Never worked. Just stick to your turtleneck. You know, stick to your turtleneck.
Definitely, turtlenecks will definitely hide.
Or get the passion marks closer to the penis. You know what I'm saying? Or to the
well, that's what I was
down
going. That's
there.
what I was going to say. I was going to say. I think that
You should get them like where you get tattoos. No
No one see them. Yeah,
That's what it's supposed
but
to
that's
be.
not fun. I mean, the neck is sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's so
yeah.
sensitive.
And so are
okay.
other
So
parts
this
of
is
your
the other thing
body.
too. I think this is the other thing too. You have to really lean in to really give somebody a hickey, right? I mean, you got to actually suck their
Well,
their
It
body.
It depends. Like speaking for everyone on the panel except for me, probably.
Yeah,
But
you
Bruising.
ready to
Oh,
I might get them a little quicker than you might.
this is true. Okay,
work.
exactly.
That is not a
But see,
bad
but so think about somebody. You know, my complexion.
Yeah, I get it.
Having a really red one that you have to really lean in. So
Yeah.
It'll be purple on you, buddy. So,
maybe you might be right. I guess I was getting at people.
It just
who,
take a lot of
people
work.
who do that, right? Do they like to inflict pain, or do they like the person getting it? Do they like pain?
I think a lot of times that, especially women that do it, it's the fact they set claim on you so that you go somewhere and be like,
That
he
too.
belong to somebody.
Yeah, he's
Well,
tagged.
No, it starts off
Good
as
tag.
something simple, and then you see them like it. Men like a little bit of pain, just a little bit.
Women do too,
And
don't
they
y'all?
want you to inflict it on them. So if I'm giving you a kiss and it turns into a passionate kiss, and then if I do it harder, you're more
Come on,
excited.
sister.
I'm gonna do it harder.
Come
But
on,
I-
until, you know, your eyes
but
water a
both
little
men
bit.
and women both. I think at some point everybody likes sex, of course, but at some point they want it to be a little rough.
In moments.
I mean,
At moments, yeah.
because that's the crazy thing. A woman to say in a minute, you know, oh, he's too nice. I don't want, you know, that first time it's all right to be sweet, but they want you to kill him, you know.
Pull them and yank them.
And it's the same thing. Women need to realize with men, we don't want you to be all sweet all the time.
I know, like I said, moments.
It
You have the
depends. It
moments.
depends. It all can't be a porno.
This is true.
It need to be at least a porno, at least 3 times,
Let's
one
talk about
time
real
out of the
life,
week.
okay?
This is
Sometimes
true.
it's 8 minutes in the
For
bathroom.
a few minutes.
We don't know.
For a few minutes, it can be a porno, but after you switch it back and forth.
Literally a few minutes.
Yeah, you gotta go back and forth. Absolutely, I agree.
But quickies are hot too. Like to meet somebody at their job and go in the stall, that's hot.
I'm definitely not in the quickie.
You're not in the quickies?
Not at all.
Oh, you don't. Well,
Pastor.
Yeah, thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, Pastor.
thank you, Pastor. You said the sermon. Yo, what's that? Oh
right.
God, it's y'all let us talk. Every time we talk about sex, we go way overboard. Anyway, we're gonna go to a quick song. We'll come right back with our drink of the day and hot topics. Give us a call at 202-656-1BAR. Salute.
Solid.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salud.
Salute. Did I say it right?
No, you haven't, you won't, so I'm just stop trying. Nope, you didn't say it right. That's my bell.
That's my attorney treating me like that. Anyway, of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel at WLVS Radio. You can see all the wonderful shows that WLVS Radio has to offer. Not only this wonderful show, but the other shows like the one that got me really high just now before I got here.
Shout out to District Dabbers.
District Dabbers, shout out. Yo, Tito is rocking one of our what do you call it? Old shirts.
Is it old? Is it new?
Retro.
Our retro shirt.
Throwback.
Is there a new design?
It's a new design. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, you can order these shirts online at openbartuesdays@gmail.com. Part of proceeds benefit local charities, people doing our thing. Of course, my favorite segment of the show is not only because, we get a little tipsy from it, but we introduce our drink of the day. Where's our sound? But it's okay. So lately, as y'all know, I've been trying to do more healthier drinks for us because we all trying to lose weight.
We noticed.
Y'all haven't noticed that?
Okay.
Healthier drinks.
Healthier.
It's code word for nasty.
Right.
Less
Last.
sugar. I get it.
So you wasn't here last week. Last week we had a cucumber martini.
Cucumber. Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. He left the beat all the way out, right? Just cucumber.
Cucumber.
La Berry.
La berry. Everybody. So, we had a cucumber martini last week, but this time we have a lemon ginger martini. It's not normally displayed like this with ice, but it would be in a martini glass. But since this is a man's show, we put it in a cup.
Okay.
No offense to you, sis.
Okay.
Salud.
It's actually pretty good.
It
This
is.
is where you say salud before you drink.
Salud.
Salud before you
There you
drink. You put to look them in the eye as well. Bring the cup on the thing.
Bring the cup.
Absolutely.
I'm learning.
Never toast with water.
Never toast with
Yeah.
water.
No.
Never toasted water.
Why? Somebody will die.
It's bad luck.
It's bad luck.
Bad etiquette.
Then they just need to be left out the toast. Oh.
Or just don't touch their glass.
It's just
They can do it, but just don't tip their glass.
Wow. So anyway, y'all ready to go into some hot topics?
Get into it.
Let's do it.
Buckle up.
Hot pocket.
So finally, the young officer that shot the young black guy in Dallas,
Amber Geiger.
Amber Dagger. She was
What?
Wow.
I need my bell.
what's her name?
Amber Geiger.
I thought it was Dagger.
Geiger. Yeah.
I thought it was
Yo,
Diker.
you butchered. Man, jeez.
I did that on purpose.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, I really don't want to say her name because I'm a little mad. But at any rate, she did get
Fired.
she got fired last week. She also not only did she get fired, she also was charged with manslaughter instead of murder. I think that was bad. She should have got charged with murder.
She
Well,
didn't go in there with the intent to murder.
She did.
Well, I think we discussed this earlier.
We did.
She
You-
got
use your
called
mic.
manslaughter just so you can get the warrant to get to arrest her. It took a little longer than usual, probably because she was an officer, but she got the warrant for manslaughter. That's what the police got. But there's still another process called with the grand jury. The grand jury can come back with different
Yes.
additional crimes.
So they can add
Oh,
on.
so
that just
they can
starts
upgrade
the
it.
process off, but they can upgrade it. They probably will upgrade it one or I don't know if they'll do murder one. It probably will end up being manslaughter because even if it was a mistake, unless you went after him purposely, it's going to be probably manslaughter.
Wow.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just really sad. The more you think about it, and then
But here's the thing, though. I'll be honest with you. His lawyers have said that they can't find any proof that they had any connection before this night, right? Mm-hmm. So to me, that's gonna be hard to prove a motive that she, you know what I'm saying, that she
I
went there to
from what I
attack
understand,
him.
his music, her apartment is under his, and is more than one occasion he's been really loud and she's been annoyed. with
And
him
oh,
for a
he's
minute.
from the islands too, so he probably was playing the.
Excuse me.
This is
What?
my islands? Yeah.
Where was he from? Jamaica or somewhere?
No.
It was.
That's not
A lesser known
wrong.
island.
It was more. Yeah, it wasn't
like
Jamaica.
Creole.
Bahamas, Trinidad.
I thought he
Like
was.
St. Croix, something
St.
like
Croix.
Oh,
that.
okay,
Yeah.
around the corner. Well,
Around
I
the-
mean,
from?
no, I mean just
Oh.
Virgin Islands, St. Croix. Those places are very close to the
Very
U.S.
close.
Not as far as people would think. But I mean, from what I understand, she's had a problem with him banging music before.
So,
She was just tired.
would that be a motive though? We gotta find a motive though for her to go and
I
kill
know,
him.
just to be enraged. It seemed like she just went into a rage or something.
Yeah.
I mean, very, very odd.
and
but
then snapped out of it afterwards because she was on that porch panicking. In that video, she's panicking.
She sobered up. She sobered
What
up.
did
after
I do? What did I do?
Oh, like sobered up. I was like, when she was drinking.
No. She sobered up as if like she realized the gravity of the situation.
Right.
Was like, okay,
Right.
this
I
is
just shot into
serious.
this
No,
house.
this is going to
Kill somebody.
I can't get this
Yeah,
back. Right?
either way, even if officers probably kill someone for legitimate purposes, they still feel a way by killing somebody. But in this case, if she was mistaken, she probably feels terrible. But that's a terrible mistake to make. That's
More like, I know I'm about to get in trouble. Let me concoct this lie. Let me get this lie brewing.
That too.
Yeah,
So it sounds like a lot of people have some sort of sympathy for her lately, though. I mean, even after the fact.
sympathy is fine. Here's what I can't go with. I can't go with this. You don't know that you're on the wrong floor. Like I could see if she was on duty. This is my problem. If you were coming home from a night of drinking and hanging out, you could hit the wrong button, or the door may open the floor before, right? Yours is the 5th floor, and it opens on the 3rd floor, and you think it's yours, and you step out. But you immediately, at some point, you recognize this is not my floor, right? Because the doors and stuff are just moved differently, right? But to get to the wrong floor, to get to the door and to see the mat, and still not recognize it's not yours,
And then
there's too many steps.
And the part that doesn't make sense to me either is that there's different accounts of this. One says that they heard her bang on the door, say, "Let me in." And
Yeah.
her account is that the door,
Door
was open.
But then
And
we
that's
showed,
weird,
but
because
they
it was-
showed
it
that
was
the
at
door,
night.
the door is one of them doors
Automatically
that
shut.
automatically shut closed.
The springs on them, yeah,
All
already
of
shut
them.
the doors.
If you let go from distance, yeah. But if you close up
No, they actually said
close.
they actually did. They actually showed that
One of the neighbors
that you would
playing
have
the video.
to intentionally not let the door close securely because the springs actually pull the door.
Yeah,
even
so if you let it go at like right where the door closes, and then the spring might not be.
some of them might. I agree. Some of them could have happened
But,
like
but
that.
even still, but it was.
But your
it was
apartment
late
though.
at night
Your
though.
apartment
It was
though.
late at
And
night.
you're off
you
duty.
wouldn't
You're
do
on
that.
duty, right? You on
Yeah.
duty, like
it makes no sense why the door's open.
arresting people, enforcing the law, and you don't know what floor you're on. It's just that is just unthinkable.
Wow. Well, again, our salute movement goes
To
the
Botham John,
goes to the
Yes.
family of the victim.
Botham John.
Salute, Botham.
John, salute.
Salute.
I'm gonna need to know their names next time.
It's super unfortunate, man, because the crazy part about it, they said he was like the 2 nights before at either Bible study or praise team rehearsal, like leading a song.
Yeah, 'cause he was a
he's
singer.
very active in church. I've heard now.
And you just go. I mean, you just go home and get killed. That's like cold blooded.
That's almost like when I was in college, my freshman year, my next door neighbor got shot. I'm like, you send your child away to college to get shot in the dorm? It was sad.
No, it is tough.
It was sad. So I'm like, I know his mother was like, he could have stayed home in D.C. and got
It is
shot.
tough.
It's pretty sad.
Right.
I guess that was kind of didn't come out right. Anyway, moving on to the next hot topic. Before I do want to talk about Bill Cosby, but I want to lead into that like near the end because I know you guys have a lot to say.
Actually, it's not a lot to say. We just all sad. It's not a lot to say.
Well,
It's
we can
just
go in there. I can do the other one now. So
sad
of course,
because it's like he's like 81, man. You know what I'm saying?
look at all our natural hairs today. Oh shucks.
Hey, sister girl.
Sharice just walked in the building.
You gotta be all of you.
The commissioner.
That's right.
So, of course, today, Bill Cosby was, he was sentenced to what, 3 years?
3 to
At
10.
least
3 to
three.
10
3
years.
to 10. They didn't say specifically yet, I don't think.
Well, they took him in, so he said it.
It's 3 to 10, and I think it's
Talking your
parole
mic.
at 5.
5.
Yeah, he has to do 3.
He's got to do
for
3
sure,
before he's eligible, right?
at the very least.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
cold blooded. So he's 81. He's gonna be 84, right?
Yeah.
That'd be right.
And he's blind, correct? Legally blind.
Legally.
He can speak barely.
Barely.
But is he really gonna have to sleep in that jail?
Yeah.
He's
No,
gonna
it's
die.
It's gonna
in
be a
jail.
light
He's
security.
gonna die.
It's a light security jail, and he won't be with general population.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, plus he's famous enough. He'll be treated okay, I think. And like he didn't he didn't go like in jail. Like one of the worst things you can go in there for is like molesting a child. Even though rape is still pretty bad, people in jail don't attack other inmates necessarily for that as much as they would do for.
We're not raping them.
Child murderers
Child
and
molesters.
rapers.
They hate child molesters in jail.
Yeah.
Wow.
They
Exactly.
hate child molesters in
Yes.
jail.
If he would have gone for child molestation, it might be a little different.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another story, because what's the guy that raped the older white guy that raped the 11-year-old girl, had her pregnant, and he got what, probation.
Yeah, it was,
That sounds like a story that happened 1,000 times.
And then
Man.
the guy
Like,
got 20 years for
Who is
like it's something. It was something. I'm trying to think of the story that was recent. He just got 20 years for something insignificant.
Oh yeah,
I think I
the
heard
black
that.
little young black guy. He stole some shoes, and he got
that
he'd
the
never
case?
been in trouble yet, and he got 20 years in prison.
Have we talked about these Catholic priests with these little boys?
Yeah, none of them go to jail.
Okay.
That's crazy. But
Well,
Bill Cosby,
well, they will.
Law.
They
even
will
though
now.
they will now. Well, you think Bill Cosby set a precedent?
no.
No, that's a
A
different
precedent.
Yeah,
Where did
precedent.
Bell land?
You said president. It just
I think
like,
Bill Cosby's the first prosecution in like the Me Too era. So in a way, yes.
No.
He's the first one to kind of go to jail for
think
all
about
these
it.
people.
Think about it, Tito.
So
I think
more people
I
are
think,
coming.
I think Cosby was pre Me Too.
It
Cosby
was all
because
it had
they,
been
they did
pre-Me
Cosby
Too.
dirty just for something else. Cosby messed up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like you.
He tried-
He tried to
He
buy
did. He
NBC.
messed up because somebody decided he's going down, and they were looking for the opportunity or whatever it was.
What was it? Was it Burris? Did Burris decide that? Because that's how it really got popular.
But no, they give not Plexico Burris. What's his name? The comedian Hannibal Burris. They give him the credit for bringing it up and starting it. I don't think that started the ball rolling.
You don't think so?
No, I think. Well, this is the.
Popularized it.
People could have talked about it, but people already knew it. It was already known, right? It took the first woman coming out. Now, who prompted her to bring this story out? Is it the one who got him locked up in Pennsylvania? The girl.
It was a bunch of them because he had settled.
But once
many
one or
since-
two came out, then 20 came out, and then
Yeah.
like 15 more came out, right? And
it was like 52 in total.
but it just seemed like something primed the pump. I don't think all the women just decided to come out. 2 or 3 of them got urged.
Did they get money though?
And sought out.
Did they get money or they just?
With the people who
Anybody?
settled with it, but most of the people afterwards, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, they saw people out. Even with Kavanaugh, right? The
It was too
women
late
who are
for
coming out
themselves.
on Judge Kavanaugh, the news found out about the stories and have gone and searched these people out, and they like just decided to admit it, but they didn't come to the news and say, "I want to tell my story." And I don't think same thing with Bill Cosby. So maybe he's the beginning of Me Too. I just feel like it was something to this whole thing.
Well,
you know?
he was conviction in the era.
You think what?
It all needs to be exposed. It doesn't matter how long, how far in between. If these people, as much as I love Bill Cosby, I do think that was an agenda behind that.
Yeah.
But I think it needed to be exposed.
Right.
I'm
I'm all for the exposure. I'm just not for
Right.
punishing people for 20-year-old crimes, and not saying that it's not worth it.
But-
I just feel like
Well,
I
but
want
here's the
that
thing, though.
same
But
No.
can't you? I'm saying you can. I think people should be chastised in some way.
But
Like,
see, I think
there's-
well,
it'd be
no,
different.
but see,
You
it
see
might
it
be different if it was like
your-
one or two, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say two,
No,
but one. But it
no,
was 52
one-
people that came out and was like, okay, this
But-
is a pattern. He was a serial
but
rapist.
But PDO,
Right,
how,
you
would you
doesn't
feel the
sound
same
nice,
way?
but it's
Will you
a
feel the same way
serial-
will you feel the same way if that was your daughter or your mother and that
Yeah.
happened to her 20 years ago?
Listen, honestly,
Especially
if-
because trauma doesn't have a date on it.
If
we look at time. Your reference to time is not the same reference to time as someone that's had an impact
Right.
of that significance.
Okay, so let me
Well, my
admit-
question to you: would you feel the same way if that was your
If it
daughter
was
or
your
your
daughter.
mother?
I think generally I would feel the same way, and so let me
You
state,
would-
let me
you-
state let me
so
state
she
everything
came out
that
20 years
but
later.
let me state
you would
everything
ask
that
her
I
why
feel.
would she wait for 20 years?
Don't put it in the vacuum. I most certainly would. I mean, and it's not that I
But
don't.
that's also adding to the trauma, though.
No, well,
It really is.
well, listen. We have to talk. We have to communicate. So we have to talk about it. You have to talk about it with the therapist. Somebody's gonna ask you
wanna
why,
ask
what,
more,
when,
you
and
wanna
how.
Ask more details
But
versus.
this is what I'm
that
saying,
would be
though.
my recommendation to anybody listening out there. To anybody listening, if you are in a situation, if you're ever in a situation where someone comes forward to tell you about an encounter that they had that was uncomfortable for them, the last question you want to ask is, why did you wait until now? What you want to do is find out as many
but see,
details.
you
I
changed
don't
the word. You
think- I
changed
don't
it up.
think that's
there.
what they do.
Yeah, you changed that up. See, you changed the wording up. So I think that is a little awkward. If you like, why did you wait till now?
Well, that's
versus
essentially what you're asking.
no. If I'm with my daughter, if I'm with my friend, if you're my friend and you tell me something that you haven't told me all this time, I'm gonna say, why didn't you say something? I'm gonna say that to you. That's not me saying you're
What do you
bad.
mean when you say that? Like, because
Yeah,
I
what
could
are
have
you
helped
trying to
you
insinuate?
earlier. What
Yeah,
do you
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. We
sir?
could have done something about it. We could have been.
Well, then let's do it right
addressed
now.
it.
So
I'm
now
all
we don't
for
even gotta
that,
go to
but
the
I'm all for
past.
that.
That's what we do. We go right to the past about what we could have
No,
done versus
no,
talking about,
no,
okay, here's what we
no,
can
I
do
get
right
what
now.
where you're coming from,
I
Pastor.
totally
It's more for
understand.
like
No.
a protective umbrella. Like, I'm your friend, and I wish
I feel like you couldn't
could
say something
Absolutely.
enough to me.
Okay.
My daughter. That's how I talk to my daughter and my
feel
friend.
that.
I'd be like,
I get it.
However, when
And I would be
someone
livid.
as a woman, as a female, as
It's an
someone
uncomfortable
under
conversation.
the umbrella of a Bill Cosby, when they
Yeah.
do something to you, you don't know if you're at fault. You question it.
You do.
okay, so hold on, so hold on. This is
Especially if you don't really know what happened
but,
either.
but, hold-
especially
but hold
if
on.
you're
I
in
want
a
to say this.
situation where
This
you
is why I'm
really-
asking y'all to let me state my whole
Go ahead,
position.
Pastor. Go
I
ahead,
say that because I don't want you to think that I'm insensitive to any of those things. Those things that y'all be bringing awareness to. There's some people who need that awareness.
I guess that's just a trigger, the way that's
I'm totally
said.
aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm totally for the fact that what an experience lasts after the experience is over. I get that people are affected by past. I deal with this all the time, right?
Right.
So I'm totally on board with that. I still don't. It's a hard thing because I think women are affected long term with it, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
And-
Men too. No, that's not exclude
Well, I'm
men.
not saying the men. I'm talking about
Let's not
the
exclude.
actual perpetrator. Is not affected the same way or whatever, right?
Right.
So, but coming back 20 years later, I feel like there should be some chastisement, some kind of discipline for it. I just don't know if the way we try to erase them out of society, like we don't want to just like take you to court and sentence you. We want to damage your ability to do anything. Like
Well,
we want to
that was
make it.
that was the charge behind Bill Cosby, like I said, because that was an agenda behind that, right? And I think that there are some 20 years later, there are questions.
Right.
Granted, there are questions, right? But society has become so trained to immediately chastise the person that's come forward about with these allegations without considering what is this person losing. Like
Yes.
they're losing way more, even if they got
mean,
a paycheck.
well,
even our current
Nobody
if they
wins.
got paid,
Right.
Nobody wins this
Even
situation.
if somebody
even our
sent them
current
$1 million
president, even our
check,
current president
they're
on
losing
45
way
is chastising
more.
the one woman. He was like, I can't believe he actually, as a president, he said
Would even
that.
touch her.
He
Think about
said,
it.
why would you wait 20 years? I'm
You're
like,
losing-
exactly.
I was
the
like,
woman,
okay,
any
okay,
woman
so-
that's coming
okay, so-
forward about being a victim of any sort is going to lose way more than they gain. Even if they had $1 million check, their life, rent or mortgage paid for life, they're losing so much more because now their public image is ruined. They have children or they have family members that are now going to be chastised.
so
because
so-
of
for
them.
example,
Anita Hill, poor
Professor
Anita
They're
Hill.
losing so much more.
Professor
Anita
Mark,
Hill
man.
then went
I'm gonna
to-
get a T-shirt with her name on it.
consider- I'm just saying to make
Anita
sure we're
Hill
considering.
started this.
It
I'm
might
sorry.
work. It might work out for the
I know.
victims
It's okay.
later in the future because I think
true.
their stigma
That's so
kind
true.
of fades a little bit
That's
over
so
time
true.
as of where the accused get their stigma lasts longer. I think, but like right now, Professor Ford is receiving death threats. She had to leave her
Yeah.
home.
Oh, President
She
Ford.
had to leave her
Yeah.
home because
Yeah,
she
yeah.
couldn't return.
So
all I'm saying is to consider that.
She's not doing it for a book
Before-
deal. She's
But
doing it
I want to make
because-
this statement to balance out what Cerise is saying because I hear what you're saying and everything.
Even Omarosa, as tough as she's appearing to be publicly,
She
and
got raped
again-
too?
No. I'm using her as an example as a woman that we see
Shocking news.
in a mainstream situation that is portraying to be a tough person, right? She still is a human being, and she's still going through these attacks. She's still being
No,
attacked.
okay. So two things. You can't have it both ways. You can't come public and don't want to deal with what comes with public, right?
Right.
That's the automatic. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying
But,
to
but I
consider.
also want to balance out what you're saying when is that the way you're speaking about it. It like broaches the whole conversation in a way where now you put everybody in a place where no one can question because the person is innocent until
I said you're gonna have
is
questions.
innocent until proven guilty. So it's hard to put people in a situation where you can't even question the validity of what somebody's saying because the truth of the matter is that a lot of women every day lie about child support or whether the father is helping or about being pregnant or about rape. every day women lie about this, and when some women go so far, and it just happened in a case. I wish I could think of what it was,
But that's
where a guy
problematic.
actually got locked up. And then the girl came back and confessed it wasn't true.
Well,
but now he had
want
gone
the
through the
lady
process.
who lied on Emmett Till to go to
Exactly.
jail too.
She should
go
Yeah,
to
to
jail,
she's
too.
absolutely.
round her up and take her
Absolutely.
to
I'm
bill.
with you.
Here's what's
Jail as well.
problematic.
I'm
Here's
with
what's
you.
problematic about what you're saying, right?
got that boy
what we
killed.
do
Oh,
is immediately put
I
everybody.
use the word problematic.
It's
Right.
problematic because
I think when you make it so we can't.
I didn't say can't. No, did I immediately
Yeah,
But that's
said
what problematic
there are going
means.
to be questions. No, I
you
said
said
there
it.
are going to be questions.
If a woman makes an
But
accusation
what's
against me, right?
happening now is immediately.
My family can't say to her, so where were y'all at when this happened? They
Well,
can't say.
You absolutely where were you when
That's
this
the
happened? That's a
immediate.
valid question.
But asking in a way to say, we want to know if is this valid what you are.
Absolutely, you're questioning the
But
validity.
the way you made it sound, I'm saying your original statement about 3
I
minutes
said,
ago.
of course,
it
you're going to have
sounded-
questions. My first
Yeah.
statement
All right.
was
And you have to look into
you're
it.
going to have
That's what I'm
questions.
saying.
My thing is to say consider what this person is losing
By
before
coming
you are
forward.
by coming forward before you're aiming to chastise them as just
But-
out to get someone.
But it's not chastising. I mean, people can be skeptical, though, right? That's the way society goes, right? You're living in a world where we
Sure,
all are
and
skeptical,
that's,
right?
And that's kind of double-sided because that same argument you just said kind of goes against what you said earlier about Bill. So it depends on.
I question that too. No, I said it needs to. I said it all needs to be exposed. I still questioned it, and so here's the real thing, right? I went through this emotional roller coaster with Bill Cosby's case in a very real way because I understand what Bill represented for the African American community. I understand what he meant for Black TV. I understand what it was like to see Bill Cosby rocking a Shaw University shirt that
Norfolk
just
State
so happens
sweatshirt.
to be my alma mater, and how you would see a family grounded in the show of the Cosbys. And I understand his legacy was trying to be attacked. And I also understand that people are human and they're going to make these decisions as they come up in this type of fame. So who knows?
But see, here's the thing, though. What you were specifically talking about was women coming forward, and I understand
still
that
important.
I understand that women have had a hard time, particularly with men who are in powerful positions or who are their supervisors. That's really difficult, and I understand why
Absolutely.
you would not want to, and especially if you participated to a degree but didn't
Yeah.
want it to go to the next level, and you're like, when I was
Especially
drinking,
if
I
you
was doing
legitimately
X.
forgot. Like if you just really were that level where you just don't
You'd
know
been
what
drugged.
happened. You've
You've
been
been
drugged, right? And you don't know what happened, which is why I say, yes, it was important
to
for the
make it
women to
sound
come
like-
forward. Yes, it's important to
I just-
question it.
I just don't think the women should be able to come forward and make an accusation. See, my thing is with the accusation, what should follow soon after is all your proof and evidence that this is legit.
Well, he
I
had
don't
his
need
day
to be
in
no. It
court.
shouldn't be no. Because once you put my name out there, and the media and all, and you're saying I did this to you, we don't need this long, dark, mysterious investigation. We
There
were
you
at
go.
this place with, you know what I'm saying? State
Well, we
the
have
facts.
to operate in the terms of innocent until proven,
Proven
guilty.
guilty,
When we're not
absolutely.
operating in that
But
truth,
people not doing that.
everything-
That's what I'm saying.
On both sides,
Well,
people aren't
because
doing it.
This is
social
what I'm
media,
saying.
the court of public opinion
This
is
is
so
my point.
significant. Salt No Pepper said, yes, it's so hard for women to speak up because people and men are going to think they're lying. And that's traditionally why women have not. That is historically
an underreported crime.
Historically, why
I'm with you.
women have not come
But
forward
my thing is-
about
but here's what-
Unfortunately,
so-
because
but-
There's
some
no
women
protection.
lie.
So listen, I don't
for 20 years
listen.
up until the Me Too movement, there would have been no one supporting these women, no protection for these women.
Listen.
Typically, the financial security of it, the financial abuse of it.
So I'm with it. I just feel like we don't need to alleviate any of the pressure. Leave all the pressure on the situation for the men and for the victim and the perpetrator,
No,
right?
but
Hold on. Leave all the pressure there, because what we're saying is, if you legitimately got raped or hurt, you can come forward and you're going to be safe. If you're coming and you're making something up, you're not going to be safe.
Okay.
And I just feel like it should be that much pressure.
There
It should be
needs
enough
to
pressure
be
where
an
you don't feel uncomfortable
investigation
lying.
in all of it, right? One, it's important that women feel like they can come forward without being attacked, which is obviously not a reality. They're going to be attacked. There's nowhere.
And-
There's no.
But you
So-
can't call an attack being questioned and being critiqued. You're going to be combed through. We're going to go through your facts, your truth, your history. That's going to come along with it. That's not you being oppressed or re-abused.
Because you already kind of follow a little bit what Donald Trump's tweet was talking
Yeah.
about.
You sound like
why
Agent
didn't she
Orange.
report it then?
Right.
If it was that serious,
No,
she
I
reported
ain't say
it-
that.
she
We ain't talking
reported
about
it to the
that.
Please
FBI.
clear yourself up.
I
That's
didn't
what
say
it's
that.
saying.
She would report to the
That's
FBI,
what it sounds like.
or her loving parents would report to the FBI, which
No.
implies that her parents don't love
But that's
her.
There you go.
that's totally different than what I'm saying right now. I'm saying let's leave the pressure in society where we make it difficult for somebody to come forth and lie. Right? We're saying if you got legitimately hurt, we're going to take care of you. Hold on. And I'm talking about the same principle that they're trying to do. Hold on, I'm going to show it to you.
But consider
Let me make it very clear for you, right quick.
But consider, really
Let me make it real clear though.
Let him clear
The same
himself up
the
because
same
it's
thing
gonna
we're
come.
asking to do when we're talking about Caucasian people calling the police on black people. They're asking now, is there some kind of crime or fine we can give to these people as that makes it so if you call the police for something that's not a crime,
Right.
that you somehow pay a cost for that. It's the same thing they're trying to create with that. What I'm saying
It's
with
not
this.
the same thing. Okay,
it's
sir.
not the same thing?
No, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I will not.
Okay.
I will not allow
Okay,
you.
well,
I will not allow
and
you.
I'll say this.
And,
Wait a minute.
I'm
The
going to
problem
say
with
this
that
to him.
is that-
It is the
that-
same
You tell him
thing.
what the
It
problem
is the same thing.
Go ahead and tell Pastor what the problem is.
with
It's not
that
the
is-
same thing.
Is that has a chilling effect on reporting because
Hold
They are not the same.
on. A
I'll tell you why. It has a chilling effect on reporting because even if it's true, and this is one of my favorite sayings because I'm an attorney, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty.
Wow.
So you could be found not guilty and have done it, and the accuser could look like a liar because he was found not guilty, not because she was lying, just because there was enough proof. So the difference is that's a very distinct difference. And if
But
you
Tito,
think
that's
I
a
can
total
prove
flip
it-
of what I just said. I didn't say nothing about that. You said just now, what you just said just now was, I'm guilty of something, but because the accuser or whoever's accusing me can't prove it, or I get off on something, I'm guilty, but I got off. That's another story.
No. They won't. No, what
And-
you're saying
and-
is.
and hold on,
What you're
and
saying
hold on, and
is,
the person
is like a
getting off-
fine for
hold on,
someone
and
who
let me
false
tell you, and let me say what the truth would be to that scenario. The truth to that
it's a
scenario
crime.
would
It's called
the
false
truth
police
to
report.
that the truth to that scenario would be people would look at what's happening in that case and see somebody got away with what they
Wow.
actually did. They wouldn't look at that and say, "Oh, she was lying the whole time." If you're looking at what's going on, I agree with the whole chilling effect thing, but don't tell me it's different. I'm saying that a person who is lying on somebody and running their name through a
Right.
system and they're lying about it should be dealt with.
It's a crime.
It's not fair.
It's a crime.
Again,
you guys-
You
again.
can't give me any of that back.
You
It is
guys,
a crime.
we got to close this segment out though. Really good information. Thank you so much. Y'all really
Yo,
made hot
Passionate.
topics not
Let's continue this
compassionate.
conversation.
no, we gotta talk
shout
about
out-
the.
We got more to talk about. We're gonna go
gotta
to a
talk
quick
about the
song. We're gonna come back with some more hot topics.
Yes.
Salud.
Offline, 'cause
call. What do you want? You gotta eat to keep your strength up, man.
Hey, I'll take a number 9. Fat boy.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You tune into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute. Of course, we sipping on the what we call this, the lemon ginger martini.
Yeah.
It's not normally served with ice. This is
It's
a
better
little
than the
tacky,
last
but
week's
since this is
drink.
a man show. You didn't like the cucumber martini? See, I'm picking on healthy drinks
It's better
now.
than last week's drink.
That's so. It's a panty dropper. I like that. It's a panty
said-
dropper.
Last week was like,
And he left.
I think
So
he said it's a painkiller.
before we left, of course, we was talking about the we was talking about Bill Cosby.
Don't bring
but
it up.
on, I'm not gonna bring that part up.
bring
But
it
on
up.
a happy note with the Bill, I wouldn't call it well, it's happy. The people at the what's that? The Star,
Yeah.
the Walkers.
They ain't dig his
Hollywood
star
Walk
up.
of Fame.
They decided they were gonna keep his
who star?
Bill
Bill
Cosby.
Cosby, they should.
They should keep his
And they
star.
said
You know
because
they'll
it's
yank
a
it up.
yeah, they would.
They should keep his star.
They
Just
definitely said the people are protesting it, and they like, no, I don't care what you say. This is history, and we're not.
Yeah,
just
impact in
because
this
I
industry.
find that he is wrong for these crimes, and now he's now being punished accordingly.
But that's
that
not enough for
has
people. They
nothing-
want to
that
they
has
want to
nothing
hurt you
to
more.
do
Much.
with-
They didn't took the
They
Cosby
want to
show
kill
off.
you and kill you
How
again.
you take the Cosby show off TV One?
People are
Same
complicated.
thing.
People are
Yeah.
both good and evil. We have
Right.
good things about us, bad things about us, and sometimes the bad things outshine the good.
Right.
Yeah.
But like in Bill Cosby, he did a whole lot of good,
He did.
and he did a
Enough.
whole lot of bad. So it's
Yeah.
hard,
Whole lot of
harder in
bad.
that case. But people are complicated. So
Man, they got
there
new-
are no saints. No one's perfect.
Right.
And you're always gonna have these protests because for any one
Right.
of these artists on that boardwalk, you
Yeah.
can probably find something
Something wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even what's the guy?
Some more legitimate than others.
What's the
but
guy that married a 13-year-old cousin?
13-year-old cousin.
The Fire.
Woody
Jerry.
Woody
Jerry?
Allen.
Woody Allen.
No, I'm talking about sing that song. He was like a musician, a piano player. Great Balls of Fire. That's
Little
something-
Richard.
No.
Jerry
Jerry
Lewis.
Lewis.
He's star up there, and he married a child. So.
I think it's so unfortunate how even returning citizens, they serve their time, they come home and are still criminalized for serving the time.
But listen,
that they
here's
got
what I'm
for the
saying. So
crime.
this is what I was trying to say.
Oh Lord, I'm
to-
sorry. I didn't mean to bring it back up.
No.
I'll let you
I was
relax.
talking about
We're
returning.
making-
We were moving
we'll
along.
move on.
But
Yeah,
pass
but
the
we
way
were
back.
no. We making we're talking about.
One
I was saying
segment.
chastise versus discipline them or really chastise. What's the word? The better word.
Doing it.
So my thing is this. I feel like up front, if you set a climate so hard against it, right? It's like, so even when they come home, people find it hard to let it go because we ratcheted it up so high in the beginning, rather than being more approaching the situation a lot more soberly and
I think
more
it's based upon
moderately.
the crime, though.
And
like
how-
you can't get.
It's
Past,
like if you set the
can't get
tone
past
so if you
drugging-
ratchet it up so
drugging and
high,
raping women,
even after he pays
and-
his debt, people still gonna be mad.
Well, he's gonna pay his debt, but he ain't gonna live to see it. But
Okay,
anyway,
but he'll pay this debt. He's not paying all his debts.
But Tito, you can't play God now.
Lord, he playing
You
God.
are all of his debts.
He's paying the debts for one woman.
We got a lot
not
of
for
debts.
the 40, 52 other women that have
Women
accused
in
him.
this
Well,
case.
anyway, outside of woman, go to the family of the Cosby. They've been through a lot. They lost.
think-
Okay,
exactly.
well,
Let's talk about
they
that.
lost
To the Cosby.
excuse me,
Yeah.
They lost their daughter this year. They lost his son years ago.
They lost Big Bill.
And then Camille done left poor Bill. Bill done lost his eyesight. lost his show.
And they're
God
still
you're
rich.
free.
He's cold-blooded.
And they're all still rich.
I Spy. I Spy. I love it. Yo, salute to the Cosby family. You know, was who?
No, you didn't.
Now it's gonna
That's
start,
not
Joe.
accurate.
Now it's gonna start, Joe.
Now the memes are
Moving
starting.
on real quick. And
Y'all not gonna treat
tossed
Bill like
salad.
that.
and talking about
He had
women,
tossed salad.
Yeah,
and
they
talking
tossed
about
salads.
women
They
Tossed
power,
salad is first meal.
and talking about women power.
Let's talk about women power.
Talk about
and
women power.
4C appreciation.
Shout out to y'all hate this person, but I love her, Cardi B. Cardi B.
I don't hate
Why do
Cardi.
we hate her? I don't hate Cardi.
I love Cardi. I take Cardi
love
over
Cardi
over
B.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. But Cardi
Cardi.
B, of course, she's the first the first female rapper to have 3 #1 hits in the top 10 charts
Good.
At the
for
same time.
Cardi.
at the same time.
Okay.
She has I don't know the song, but the song with
You
the
don't any facts.
It was her first one was Bodak.
Bodak Yellow is in there. of
Bodak
course.
Yellow.
Wait, what'd you
And
say?
then-
He doesn't
And
have
then
any
her
facts.
new one, what is it?
I Like It Like That.
I
is
Like
up
It Like
there.
That.
And then it's a song. The other song I don't know quite. It's a song she with the group. The
Migos.
Not the Migos. It's another. It's a.
I'm gonna
a
say-
rock group. I can't think of the name of it.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
oh, yeah.
say
It's
diversity
in the
and
top.
inclusion is important. You know, society needs all of these ranges and all of these levels of people because there's no one in the world that's just one way.
Right.
You know, so I don't have a hate for Cardi B. There are young people right now who that's all they're listening to.
Right.
And so if I'm gonna make a difference in a young person's life, then I need to figure out how to connect with them on a Cardi B level,
Right.
whatever that means.
I
to,
have
to,
been
to
Cardi
have
B.
that
You have
conversation.
Cardi B.
I have pulled up at the spot. Like, what
Yeah.
was it? Oh, okay.
You don't wanna be.
So I am.
But these are what young people are listening
Oh,
to. I mean, the thing
goodness.
about it is, if you're going to change a culture,
You was
if you're
you was
gonna
showing
change
off at church.
Any place, anytime,
Said,
anywhere.
come here.
But I'm reformed now.
Like, come over here.
But if
Say
you're
it in
going
my
to change
face.
a
You
culture,
don't gotta,
if,
I'll come to you. Make sure.
if you're going to change a generation, especially with the amount of crime that we're seeing in the city right now,
Right.
if you're going to change that culture, you really got to figure out what are their influencers.
Right.
What are they being influenced by? You know, and
it's
she
Cardi
is
B.
one of those influencers.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
for
And
sure.
then
But you
you
know
think
what?
about
Shout out to her because she made. Of course, we knew about the fight that happened.
Yeah.
Last
With
week.
her and
Old
Nicki.
news.
There's been
Wasn't
some,
a fight. It was a
the little
scuffle.
thing.
Fisticuffs.
But there was some backstory to that. But let me pull back to now.
She looked really
She
good.
rocked the Paris Fashion
Yes.
Week. She really made
Cardi.
it. Like, Cardi
Yes,
B.
She's giving us full slayage.
She rocked
Really?
it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it was like,
We got any
she's
pictures,
been
Jacob,
better. If
of
you can
Cardi?
pull up
Please
Cardi
pull
B.
it up. The one with the hat. With
Yeah,
the,
Cardi B.
I would like to see this.
Cardi
I'ma
B
wear that
looked
tomorrow.
She looked so professional. Her walk and everything was just
She was
perfect.
giving it, huh?
She
Yeah,
gave.
Hey, let me tell you something, man.
Shmoney.
Money can clean you up
Money.
real good,
Shmoney.
man.
It got her money, got her
Money
new
can clean you up
teeth.
real good.
Well,
man.
Absolutely.
whatever they did to her, this
Clothes
is
and
nothing
clothes,
but
Money.
perfect.
they
Like,
the hat covered up the knot on her eye.
that knot's
that's
gone.
not it. That's not the
No,
picture.
Fashion Week.
Jacob,
Paris.
Fashion
the
Week,
worst
Paris
picture
Fashion
ever.
Week.
Yeah.
She,
Salt and Not Pepper said Cardi B is herself. With
Cardi
money or not
B,
money.
Paris Fashion Week.
She's a
You hear
very
that?
authentic. It's about authenticity.
Yes.
Cardi B, Paris Fashion Week.
Let me pull it. I'm gonna have to put it up.
But she.
Oh, here we go. What?
Yeah.
Yes, look, come on now.
Come on through,
Classy.
Cardi.
Come on, Cardi. We gotta give her.
That
a
doesn't
hand.
even
Cardi,
look like
give it to him, Cardi.
They got on their stripper heel. I was about to-
Cardi
Yeah.
B.
She looks pretty
After
amazing.
what happened with her and now. Speaking of that fight, there were some backstories that came out this week about that fight.
Okay.
Well,
not
that
dead yet?
they didn't fight. It's not dead.
All right, so what
actually,
was
it
Fill
has-
us in.
they said, of course, Future had something to do with that backstory.
Stop pulling him
I'm just
into
telling you,
this
it's
madness.
true. Let me tell you what they
What
say.
happened? What did they say?
They say that that song that she did with the Migos
Yeah.
was originally written for Future, but Nicki Minaj told Future that if he decided to be on that song, that she was not going to allow him to be on tour with her. So he backed out of that project, and of course the Migos took over. which the song did perfect. So from my understanding,
it's all hearsay and entertainment.
Nick-
I mean,
I think
you know,
the main thing was that Nikki had retweeted something about
That was
her
one
being a
thing.
mom and her daughter.
Huh?
Because
Yeah.
Cardi during that incident said, "You gonna talk about my daughter and me as a mother," and
Exactly.
that was her main thing. I think I'm not sure.
What's a shame
She would rather
is-
have Migos on track in Future.
well,
anyway.
no,
What's a
because
shame?
Husbands in Migos.
because she probably would have made a little more money if Future was on it. The song
Not
would have
necessarily.
did.
No, because her husband's
That song
is in Migos.
and that song is
so
like a number.
that's double money.
There's a number one song too.
Here's
So
the thing: it's all hearsay. It's all entertainment. And what's a shame that you'll see, I think, is Nicki Minaj having so many beefs with so many women in the industry that you would want to see her collaborate with. You know what I mean?
That's-
I think
that's right.
I think these women collaborating at every level, whether you're in entertainment, in community, in service, and whatever it is you're doing, that just has a much better look than what they think is selling the beef.
It does, but I think that there's so few top female rappers at one time that
Why
they have
is
to
it? Why
compete
women
a
can
little
only
bit.
be one at a time, but we
Exactly.
can have
And
a
that's-
Nas, a
and
Jay
that's-
Z.
I mean, because
and that's
look
the
at-
problem
look
that
at
Nicki
it.
has.
Little Kim,
No.
is supporting
Remy Ma.
Cardi Ma,
Well,
and
yeah.
she's supporting Cardi B.
Yep,
you know,
well, that's because she has a beef with Nicki.
Absolutely.
And what I think it is that
Stop-
they think
squash
that
the
only
beef.
one can
It's
be
not
on
worth
top, which is unfortunate for Nicki because she thinks that she's the queen and
Right.
and whatever, and she's earned
and all of them are
she's
from New
earned
York,
rights
right?
to say
All of them
she's-
from New
she's-
York too,
yeah.
right?
Is Nicki from New York?
Yeah.
Nicki's
and
earned the
Cardi
right
B are from New
to
York.
have to brag about her position, but she hasn't. I guess that there hasn't been enough popular female rappers out at one time to share that limelight. So everyone's trying to hog
well,
it. Because,
so who was it?
because
Foxy
it's a
Brown.
market value.
I came up in
She's
the era
down
where
with
it was
Nicki.
Foxy Brown
Fox.
and Little Kim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
They
and I don't
beefed.
really. Okay, they
beefed.
They
beefed.
didn't, but they didn't
I
beef
don't-
like
okay, so I
they
don't
didn't beef
recall-
like that. They beefed like on a song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as
you
it's
know,
supposed to be.
Right.
Their beef was really like it was what it was about. It was entertainment.
But you know what I loved about them
'Cause, I
too
mean,
back in the
Foxy
day?
Brown
Have you
and
ever
Lil'
seen them in
Kim
concert?
Coexisted together.
You ever seen Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim in concert? They never wear underwear and everything is
Well,
see-through.
I
It was
don't-
the
I
best.
did not.
Maybe
It was amazing.
I never seen
It was
them in concert.
amazing. But I'm just speaking to the point of like, how do you
Lil'
now?
Kim looks terrible.
Like we're such a our culture is so driven off of negativity and thriving on negativity.
Yep.
And also
And
rap
thriving.
is about bravado, about
It's the way
saying
the-
you're the best and claiming you're the best. It's something, That kind
Exactly.
of feels a little
I
bit
mean,
too.
but that
Exactly,
also,
yeah, yeah.
that also too has become the way of our culture. Like I see people
Art
in the name of
imitates life.
service
Wow.
are supposed to be, activists and organizers and
Yeah,
the
no,
peacemakers
exactly,
are
but
still
But
in
it
this
just goes to
same
show
type
that
of
you women
rap
just can't
beef
stick together.
conversation.
Get your shit
No, it's
together.
not just
that on
women
there.
though. That's the same
Hey, but you know what?
energy
But it-
that some men have
it's-
in these
That's
spaces.
true.
And
It's just petty.
It
Listen.
is disheartening.
It's
Look
basically
at Atlanta
it-
Housewives and all that stuff. Them women should be those
See,
should be
so
positive.
but
basically-
those shows
so-
are created to promote
Well, they're-
and
they're-
to perpetuate
and I love
these
it. I ain't gonna
stereotypes.
lie.
Well, I don't, you know what? I don't think their goal is to perpetuate it, but
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
but I
They're-
think,
they're
what,
scripted that way.
but I think what they do is they play into the negative human emotions, right? So they play to the negative that is in humans, right?
Shout out to Mona Scott.
Like Omarosa knew that was a strategy for her to stand out. She couldn't see how she was going to stand out.
That's
with
always
certain
been
people
a
on the show.
strategy. She's always been the
So
bad
her
guy.
strategy is like be the bad guy. She's like she understands
Forever.
clearly that every show, every movie has to have a villain, So she's like, I'm going to do it, and it worked. And guess what? It kept working
kept
for her.
her. She's-
They got the girl to the White House.
I did not really follow Omarosa's journey in the shows.
The
I think
reality
did
show
Did she
career.
get fired about 3 times?
Every time she be on the show,
But
she
they
got
fire
fired.
her. But they fire her for the optics. But they bring her right back.
They
And
bring
bring
her
her
back.
right back.
'Cause she
And
makes that
She's the
money.
star of the show.
I'm still, I don't know if she's invited over to the barbecue, but I'm
No.
definitely watching her play out of this scene.
Yes.
I think
She's trying to get her
Omarosa
card
was
back.
definitely about
I
the,
think
she's
about
trying,
the book deal.
She's trying to get the invite back.
she's-
She is,
She
but,
was
but
about
she's
the book
too deep.
deal. She was about the limelight. She was about the.
You know what I think is gonna happen with Omarosa? I think that maybe 35 years from now, she's gonna come across as a saint.
Like she got on the inside and
like
So
like say
innocent.
that's
you know
all.
her, she gonna come across
innocent.
as just
I'm
like
still-
just
the
like I keep
jury's
telling
still out
y'all,
for
like
me on
Rosa
that one.
Parks. Rosa Parks is
Listen.
a saint. Everybody, she's a saint.
What you-
But
what
she
you could-
really fell asleep on that bus. She did.
The jury, so because of how
She was
how
planted.
she
Don't get me- she was
defended-
planted
She
on the
was
bus.
planted on that bus.
because of how she
but she wasn't
defended
fall asleep
him
though.
through the entire campaign, through
She was
the
picked to be on that
through
pod.
the
She was picked.
kind of beginning stages
Right.
of his election.
Yeah.
It was almost like, because I met her, so meeting her in person,
She's nice.
she's a wonderful person. She was exciting, energetic. She was friendly. She was personable.
And she looks really edible.
Wait,
I mean,
I-
I didn't mean to say that.
no
but,
comment.
Not to me. Yikes.
You know,
does.
we were
She like
taking
she'd be a good
selfies
time.
together. But then I wonder, and
She
I
ain't
look
Cardi
at
B
and
or
I
nothing.
wonder and think, it's like, okay,
He
so
just called her a snack.
So,
no comment.
Yeah, Cardi is definitely a snack.
Cardi's snack.
But
No comment.
no comment. She's not a snack.
Hey, listen. No, I think this is the thing. The thing to remember about her is that she's an opportunist. So
is.
you
No,
just,
that
you just
I-
gotta watch her. You know what I'm saying? You
watch
can
her.
be friends with her. You gotta watch her.
Well, my salute moment at this segment goes to Cardi B, who rocked the Paris
Yes,
Fashion
Cardi.
Week.
Yeah,
Yes.
shout
So
out to
proud
Cardi
of you,
B.
my sister. Keep it
Yes,
moving.
Cardi.
Yo, we'll go to a quick song. What we gonna talk about when we come back, Pastor?
I want to talk about how
We're gonna talk.
I want to talk about how Kevin Hart defended
Oh yeah, that was a good story
how he
too.
defended
Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish.
Okay,
And I
go
want
ahead
to
and
talk
talk
about
about it
what
real
that,
quick before we
how
go to
that
commercial.
translates to our community and what we need to see today.
Go ahead and talk about
Okay.
it now, real quick.
You know, so here you have Cat Williams.
I'm pushing back on this, but go ahead.
You always do push
No,
back on,
I'm
it,
just
but
saying.
it's
I'm
fine.
pushing back on this.
I'm pushing back on. I want to salute to Kevin Hart with all of his flaws and all of his humanity for stepping up for Tiffany Haddish. We need to see more men stepping up for women in that way. There's so much dominant male toxicity that is destroying communities.
Males are not destroying community. We didn't do it.
There's
No.
dominant male toxicity
Why
destroying communities where the
happened to us?
expectation
Why are we
is for women to defend themselves against men. And I would challenge every man out there who knows that there has been an infringement against a woman to take on that challenge and say, you know what, I'm going to set this.
But what's wrong? My question is, it was Cat Williams' opinion.
Yeah.
So why?
And now, exactly.
Why, it was just his opinion. His opinion
Because
is
it
not the
and-
Bible.
Cat Williams, well, Kevin Hart's point was that Cat's not doing anything for his people
Exactly.
under him.
He didn't even put the women on that were in
Janelle
his
and
circle.
all them.
And I
And he
see this
almost
so many
admitted that-
times.
that-
I see this
that-
so many times that men are not putting women in position to win.
Well, it
And
wasn't just
then
women; it was his
his
whole
whole
group,
circle.
his whole
His whole
circle.
circle.
But the point was, and I think Kevin even agreed that Tiffany's not as doesn't have the right
He
to jokes
agreed,
the
yeah,
way
I mean-
a comedian would write the jokes. But I gave her a platform.
But-
I'm doing my
Right.
thing.
on
Exactly.
top of the fact
and now
that
she's
she
winning
hustles.
off of my platform,
Ex-
and we're doing this.
Which is cool.
But Cat's not doing that with his platform, even though he could.
But-
Cat
yeah.
chooses
But
different
There
things.
you go.
but see, my
so
thing
you're
is,
not
listen.
giving people in your
Okay.
circle a platform,
But-
and then you're going to go to publicly attack
Okay,
someone
so let me-
who
so-
has.
I'm
Which
gonna
sounds like you're mad
I'm
and
gonna
hating.
play devil's advocate.
Yes.
Cat Williams was there on behalf of his comedian, which is
Red.
Cat Williams was in the car. He did not come into the studio. They came outside and asked him to come up. He was like, I don't
Yep.
want to. This is for my artist. This is not about me.
Yes.
They were like, please, 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 please come up. He didn't want to, so you could tell.
He came
off
up.
the break.
He even came in
up
and it
with
got
an
hot, and they
attitude.
said he left out the studio, and the producers went and got him and brought him back again.
Because he didn't want to be there.
All
so
things considering,
poke the bear.
all
Now,
things,
hold
my
on. Now,
point was
let me give you-
about-
let me
my
give you
point
some context.
specifically- My point was specifically about Kevin Hart standing up.
So-
for women.
so let me address that.
And
Let me
I'm
address
gonna
that.
Say to men everywhere is that one, you should be putting women in position to win, especially if you have a platform, and then two, if you see women being attacked by men, then that is your role to step up and defend that.
At this day and age, they don't feel
was
that
that
way.
an attack by him just saying his opinion?
was an attack.
Exactly. This no,
It
it
was an
wasn't.
attack.
That's what I'm trying to
That's
say.
just-
All
to
he
say
said,
someone
all he
entire
said was,
career-
all he said was that you cannot remember a Tiffany Haddish joke. How's that an
He
attack?
look. He
That's
talked.
attack
No,
on her
that's not
training.
all he said.
Yes, it is.
Is that
He talk-
she built that they gave her this spotlight.
No, he
They
said
gave
she's
her-
the new
they
it
gave
girl,
her-
and that
they-
and
That's
it's
an
Okay,
attack.
okay,
That is an
That's an
assault
attack
in
on
her-
her job. And what
But she has worked
I think
hard to
she
get what she
writes
had, though.
jokes.
She has worked
She
hard.
writes jokes.
She works
in a
hard,
different
I
way.
That is an
She's-
attack.
That
Well,
was disrespectful.
listen, he was
And it's
listen.
disrespectful.
That's it,
Listen,
Pastor,
a couple of his statements were either untrue or kind of over the line. I think cross the line with her sleeping with a white man and saying that's how she's accepted by Hollywood. I think that's over the line, right?
Right.
But
Absolutely.
but in general, even still with
he
those,
say that?
even hold on, but
I
even
didn't
with
hear
the,
that part.
even with those statements though, the context is Cat Williams. He's talking about something different besides just attack. He wasn't just attacking Tiffany Haddish. He was talking about people getting Hollywood picking and choosing who they want to put on, and rather than respecting,
society.
hold on, then respecting the
Right.
talent.
He
But this
knows
was just his point he was making. So he wasn't just attacking Tiffany Haddish.
Right.
He was making a point,
But
and he
Kevin
was
Hart
using
made
her
a really good point, though.
to make the point. And hold on, I just want to say something about
Go
that.
ahead.
Kevin Hart's whole thing is two things. One is Kevin Hart defending the female. I'm all for men defending women.
That's my point.
I'm all for that. But at the same time,
Salute to
Kevin
Kevin
Hart
Hart.
also is doing. He's making these hyper decisions in those, like that decision to jump out there the way he was going hard with that. He knew that it was going to play out a certain way, and he is trying
Well,
to
he has a
redeem
movie
his
coming
image.
out.
He's trying to redeem his image from when he messed up.
Well, he
and my
did
thing
that
is,
with the
and
whole
my whole
hurricane
thing is that
relief.
he's the same guy
He did that
who
with-
had a wife that was pregnant, home thinking everything was good, and he was up
And
in
I
Vegas.
acknowledged him with
Okay.
all his flaws. So see,
That's why she said his
You
humanity.
know what I'm
So
saying?
I acknowledge him
I'm
with all
saying
of
the same guy
his
who did
flaws.
that. See, and so all
And
I'm
I-
trying to do is now I'm trying to see if I can catch you
It's
in.
not the
I'm trying to
same
catch
thing.
her in a 22
It's
where
not the 22
where
though.
you can't
You
pick and
can-
choose who you're going to prosecute and not
that's
prosecute.
No, but
But
Pastor,
they're
so
two
if he-
separate things. But you want to. Here's what you want to
No, I'm
do.
saying if he wrong,
you
he
want
wrong,
to jumble
right?
up.
No,
You want to
no,
jumble
no.
up everybody's past and
He's not the
present
first
and
entertainer to
deny
get
them.
married and divorced.
You're doing now. What
He's not
you're
the first
saying-
entertainer to get married, divorced.
Or
ever.
cheat.
Exactly.
He
What
was
you're
what?
doing. What you're
He
doing
is not the
now.
first entertainer to get married, divorced, or cheat on his wife.
I didn't say he was the
But
first.
what you're doing
not the first,
is
and-
what you're doing is what you're
I
claiming
said-
women to be doing.
Well,
Take a
okay,
look past
no,
that.
no,
They
no.
should not have an opinion
No,
wow.
no.
because they have a past.
No. I'm not saying that. He can have an opinion. I just feel like Kevin Hart. I feel like that decision. Some of it was first of all. You're not putting Tiffany Haddish on like that. The movie ain't even come out yet. So you put her in this
It's
movie.
not about
So, no,
putting
wait,
her
hold
on, he put her in the
It's
movie,
not
but
about putting
the
her
correction-
Hold
on.
on, I even
correction
think
that.
Tiffany Haddish had a problem with sitting there while he was acting like she was
No,
his
wait, wait.
junior.
To
Like
cor-
he raised her up through the game. He
not
didn't.
acting
To correction on that,
She was sitting there like
she
shaking
was-
her
Hold
head.
on.
I am grateful, but I don't have to speak up for myself.
Well, hold on,
no. Let me speak.
go
Let
ahead.
me say this: as a woman, when you're in a woman, especially in a
but we
position
know.
that I'm in, and the position that Tiffany's in, I'm not at that level of Hollywood and fame. You can only imagine the amount of attacks that she's experiencing every day. So when you don't have to defend yourself, I will gladly sit there and be quiet.
No.
I
I know.
will
But what I'm saying is that
gladly
what I'm saying is that when she
Pastor,
was.
Pastor,
Before you go there,
Go ahead.
Pastor. Actually, Kevin Hart saw her perform, and she was living in her car. He gave her money then to go stay at a hotel for a couple weeks.
That was years
He
ago.
did.
She
And
said
let
that.
her go
He did
do her
help
grind
raise
thing.
and help put her
You
on.
know what?
He did.
He
for
did.
sure.
Every time he
But
saw
then
her,
he did it. But then he didn't
spoke
hold
of
her by
money.
the hand. He really kind of let her go do her own thing because you really would not have
And he
known.
put her on Hollywood Husband, House Husbands of Hollywood.
You wouldn't
She
have
was
known
on
that's
House
what
Husbands
happened.
of Hollywood. She was his nanny in that. Remember, he was the nanny. She was the nanny in
Before
that
she
show.
was
Okay.
famous.
So he kind of
Yeah.
put her on. He
Then
put
she
on a
did
lot
the
of
court
things.
show. Remember the court show she did
Yeah,
on
that he
Comedy
did with Kevin
Central?
Hart. But that was with.
My point is my
That
only
was
point
with-
Okay.
is
that
this.
was
My
with,
only
all
point,
right.
my final
Okay,
thought
so
on
look,
this,
so
my
look,
final
I'ma
thought on
I'ma
this is
concede
this.
to y'all
My
that
final
he put
thought
Tiffany
on this
Haddish
is
on.
this, right?
He
No
helped her.
matter
Helped
what
her.
happens,
Okay,
and as a black woman, there are people consistently trying to take away who you are based on what their opinion is
Right.
of you, based on who they think is trying to give you something when we're working 10 times harder.
Go ahead.
Cat
Sometimes
is
20
mad. He
times
didn't
harder.
do it to his people, and they
But-
didn't blow up the way she did.
But I would say that.
And he was a little pissed about that, and I
He
I can see
apologized.
that
He
too.
apologized.
I
He
can
got
see
on
that.
one knee,
I just feel
kissed
like
her
Cat
hand.
can. I think that people listen. I think that when we're sitting down and you want people to be real, right? We're having a real conversation. I think people should have the room to have a conversation in a context. I think it still got blown a little bit out of
No, it
proportion.
is real. Kevin Hart admitted she's not as
Okay.
funny or
But
worked as hard as
Leslie
a comic
Jones
under
got
Cat
kind of
Williams.
upset for them putting her name in it.
Yeah, she didn't like
Leslie
Fine.
Jones, Leslie Jones didn't appreciate them putting her name in it.
She said F Cat
F
and F Kevin Hart.
But let me tell you this real quick.
Neither
When
one of y'all
Kevin
helped
Hart
me.
made a good point. He said the reason Cat Williams is upset is because he fucked up his chances with Hollywood by choosing
And he-
drugs
and he did.
over working hard
And he did.
and made things.
And he did.
Making better decisions. But anyway, we're gonna go to a quick song. We come right back.
We come
commercial
back, we
right
gotta
back.
talk about what's happening in the community with
We're gonna
K2
give you your
and
segment.
public-
We got
and
you.
public safety.
You're gonna come back with your segment, then we'll come back with her segment.
Yes.
So
Since y'all
All right.
over there anyway.
Salud.
We gotta talk about what's happening out there.
Yancey's on the beat.
DJ Deuce Productions.
Pastor walking into a radio show.
I know, right?
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar. Salute. We're having a wonderful time.
Salute.
PDO, my favorite segment of the show.
Nice.
Yo,
Let's
what's
go.
on your mind?
I mean, I was torn today, right? But today we're going to talk about how to recover after a bad breakup.
Oh,
Good one.
You know, this is kind of for the ladies. I was thinking about some things for the ladies, you know, but for guys too, because guys actually really destroyed a lot of times, you know, after
I'm not.
when a girl just loses interest, man, and she kind of fades on you. It's hard.
When a
How'd you
woman's
deal with
fed
it,
up,
Pastor?
For a guy.
Because
that
it
R.
happens.
Kelly song was the
because
truth.
it happens. A girl starts breaking up with you 6 months before she actually
Yeah.
breaks up with you.
Oh.
So by the time she
She's
breaks
looking
up
for
with
a
you,
new place.
she's done, and you're just now starting to process it. Right? You're like, what happened? Can we do it again? Nah, I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm out.
Exactly.
And you haven't.
So what do you do, Pastor? What do you recommend?
Exactly. So I have my 3 suggestions for you guys, the healthy ways to recover after a bad breakup. But anybody have anything you would throw out there you think is great? Something you could do?
Get under another person.
Right. Exactly. A lot of folks
Where's
think
the
that.
buzzer? Wrong.
Guys often do that because we go right for the serotonin, right? The serotonin is the quick thing, and like so, getting another girl who starts telling you how much she loves your company, all this releases those chemicals. You feel better, so you feel less mental pain. You're not as emotionally as hurt as the female might be.
Women too, get out your starting five.
I'm
get
going
out your
to
roster.
say,
Yeah, they do the same thing, right? The serotonin.
I'm going to
so-
say the opposite. I'm going to say after a breakup, get as closely connected with yourself as you possibly can.
See, I don't even know what that means.
It sounds like she's saying buy
I
a
don't know what that
dildo.
means.
What I'm okay, so let me. So you know
Buy a
what I mean?
dildo? Is that
What
you're
I'm
saying?
Tell us what
saying
to do.
is, you have to become whole and complete. You have to nourish yourself back to being whole, because
Well-
what ends up happening is, especially
What's
if you're
make-
like
what
me,
I'm
me like
missing
4
is what I
months.
had
Give me like
before.
4
especially
months.
if you're like
Yeah.
me,
Yeah, give me
you
4
give
months and I'll
so
get back
much
to you.
of yourself
Exactly,
to
right.
your significant other that once someone leaves, it feels as if a piece of you has gone with them.
But I'm going to give Cherie some backup on that one of my points.
I got some backup from
I'm a
Pastor.
supporter on
Good.
one.
I won tonight.
But I think a breakup is different. Like when somebody break up and then they end up with somebody else immediately, that's when it's hard. You know? But
Because
when
that's what you're
if
trying to
it's
do
just-
right now. Like, Pat,
Move on.
If it's a mutual breakup and you guys,
Well,
Yeah.
well,
y'all
here's the
just
thing.
stop having sex for 6
Well,
months.
let's
and
clarify a
finally
little
she's
bit really quickly, and that is, I said how to recover after a bad breakup. So a bad breakup can be in the eye of the beholder, right?
That's true.
You could have messed up, right? And somebody broke up with you, and it feels bad to you. To them, it feels liberating. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, you effed up.
Get out of
I'm
the
out,
toxic relationship.
and that's it. So you deal with it. So, but again, it doesn't matter if you're destroyed after someone, you lose somebody, or they don't want to be connected to you anymore. You still need to be able to have some steps to get yourself back
Right.
together, right?
Okay. All right.
All
Okay.
right,
Step
let's
one.
do it. Step
Okay,
one.
Step
So-
one. Everybody,
For everybody, listen, get ready, okay? Because this
Okay.
is going to happen.
All right, it's going to happen.
You're
You're right. You're going to have a
going
bad
to
breakup. So how do you recover?
And even if it's not a bad breakup, you're going to have a breakup.
Let me hear it.
Absolutely. First, the first thing you have to do is you have to let it burn.
Number one, let it burn.
You got to let it burn.
You're not talking about like gonorrhea or anything.
No, yeah.
7 days.
Hopefully, that's
7
not why you're
days.
broken up. Is the
So what do
gonorrhea?
you mean by let it burn?
Letting it burn is about you being completely honest about it and accepting it.
Acceptance is important.
This is acceptance and digestion and
and
allowing
releasing
it.
yourself from being a victim.
Well, you're letting yourself feel it. You know, it hurts, and you're admitting it hurts.
Oh.
You're
let it burn.
you're not running mentally into that place denying it. Right.
So don't go back to her and be like, I want you back, but just accept that it's over and
Start to let it burn. All
Let
those
it
things
burn.
allowing it to happen without you emotionally resisting it hurts.
Yeah.
That's the pain, because it's
Without
like
you-
so you because just naturally, innately, you want to do something to stop the pain. So that means trying to get them back, put them back in position,
Trying
distract
to go get
yourself.
somebody else.
But distractions are bad.
Oh my God.
Going back and crying and begging is bad.
That
Let
pain
it
is
burn.
the
You
worst.
might have to get in the room and just fall out on the floor,
Wait,
right?
David Ruffin told me, I know you want to leave me,
but I
but I
refuse
refuse
to let you go.
You say it's not
That's
going
what he
down like
said.
that. You're not just gonna walk away from me,
That
right?
thing called stalking.
I remember not being able to sleep for about maybe 2
Yes.
weeks straight. And I was like, oh my God.
I've had months. months. And
Where
A
you kind of
breakup
like
for me is
then,
always
like,
bad
you just
because
think-
it
you
takes
just-
a lot for me to get
Yeah.
into a
But
relationship.
do women
It
do the
require-
same thing? Because I know with me, it's like, do you think you thinking like, oh, are they with that other person right now? And they're like,
Sure.
you can't.
I think everybody.
That's called-
no,
that's called-
that's a women thing.
Oh,
well,
That's not a woman thing.
It's both. It's men and women. It's men and women. Especially
man.
especially for a guy. See, a guy especially when you see your girl picking that, and all of a sudden you calling her at the times you know she normally would answer. She would answer anytime,
answer
right?
the phone.
But now she answer the phone. It's mentally that just starts messing with your head. But it's compulsion when you start sitting at home and you're brooding over it and you're thinking about it. You're overthinking it. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to add characters and stuff in that's not even really real. You start thinking about her cousin was helping her and
Right.
friends. You start getting mad at the family. So
But I like let it burn.
the problem
I
is
like-
Let
you
it
gotta
burn.
let it burn, which
a
you
good
get,
one.
which is
so
basically accepting
let
it.
it burn. Is it like 2
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning writing an email, a long email?
That means don't call.
That's not letting
But don't
Don't
send it.
email.
No, you can write a long
Usher.
email, just don't send it.
Write
Don't
the
send
long
it.
email.
Making your
and-
friend do a drive by at his
Write the
job
long
and
email
so
and
he can
don't
You're
hide
not
his
letting it
back.
burn. Exactly. You're not letting it burn.
Not letting it burn.
Hard because you didn't drive yourself.
All right,
the
y'all.
long email
Number
and don't
two.
send it.
Number two. All right, so the second thing that you do, this is what I'm gonna give Sharice with her point. She was saying find yourself. The way you framed it, the words you use might not be the best words.
Okay, so what are the better
but
words?
I would say this, that the better words are, get your groove back.
Okay, so I would say
Should be said.
it is. You have to find another fish to know there's other fish in the sea. Is
You
that
gotta
is that
go
what that point
fishing?
is? Like
Which
No.
one?
which means like
Get
you
your
have-
No,
groove.
this is about
You have to
self.
find.
Hold on, get your groove back.
Get your groove like me. You have to find someone else who wants you, knowing that.
No,
hey,
you
I
have
can
to
find
find.
love
You have to.
elsewhere.
Well, no.
You have
Not
to
quite.
find. You have to
Tito
fall in
making
love
stuff
with you.
up.
Not
Because
quite.
what happens is,
Tito,
and
that's
I
not what
want
you
to
did.
I
expound
love me. I
on.
don't have to find me.
Well,
I
so
know where
I
I'm
wanna
at.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. So the
know
better
where
term
I'm
would be.
I want to expound
My
on.
phone
this.
has GPS.
So instead
I
of
know
so,
where
so I
I'm
know.
at.
So the best
funny.
term.
No,
The
don't laugh
best-
at this. Do not
I just
encourage
don't have
this.
any vagina right now.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
It's the problem, right? It's no vagina.
Can I expound on what I meant
Well,
when
not
I
right
was
now, but
saying?
like-
Okay,
I wanna-
then.
All right,
Can
so
I expound on this
the big
for a
problem?
second?
all right, but hold on. I'm gonna piggyback
That's
on
his turn.
Okay, number
piggyback
two.
on just
Don't
getting your.
forget, Sharice, you got your own segment.
Get your
Oh.
groove back. Right.
Let me explain what getting your groove back is. Okay, so getting your
1
groove
second,
back is
sweetie.
it's kind of like what Sharice was saying, right? Because she's used as just like a generic term of finding yourself, right?
Yeah.
But getting your groove back is about you rediscovering your superpowers, right?
Yeah.
Which is the things that are really strong and positive about you, the value you bring to the table, what you offer to people, how cute your eyes are, or because these things are forgotten. We forget more than we realize, and so reminding yourself of what you're strong at, what you're good at, your gifts. What turns you on? Like, what are your hobbies? Because sometimes people will actually put their passions aside to kind of suit the person that they're with.
That's true.
But that really
Or
made
don't
them
even
happy.
know what their passions are.
Like
and trying
playing.
to
Somebody
be in a
loves
relationship.
playing bingo, and you stop playing bingo because the person you with, they think that's kind of corny or whatever. But you're happy when you play bingo, so it's like rediscovering your superpowers.
Wow.
Is all about getting your groove back. Then it comes to your swag. Then it comes to your confidence starts building. All these things happen with getting your groove back,
Yeah.
which I think is what Sharice was saying about
trying to say.
find yourself.
Find yourself.
It's
baby.
getting your groove
I
back.
think- and I'm gonna
I
expound on
thought she
that.
meant get a dildo, but
Finding yourself is all about again rediscovering yourself. I went through a breakup, and I'm going to tell you the simple things like putting pin curls in my hair.
oh wow.
I went through a breakup and I braided my own hair. I started doing things with myself that I didn't even realize that I
Was he
enjoyed.
braiding here before?
I was not.
No, was he braiding it before?
No.
Who was braiding it before?
Who's braiding?
The shop was braiding it before.
Okay.
But my point is that you start getting more intimate
Oh.
with yourself. You start getting more intimate. You get
More intimate with
Now we
yourself,
get-
all
now
right?
we getting
Come on
somewhere.
through.
Now we getting somewhere. That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
that stuff that warm up after you touch it.
Right. You find that spot finally, right there. He didn't find. I got you. I
No
got
comment.
you, cuz.
Number
This
three,
is
you ready?
Number
Yes.
3.
All right, number 3 is something new.
Ooh.
Now, all of us have a tendency to gravitate towards the persona, the personalities that we're used to, or that
Yeah.
attract us. Obvious attractions, right? So, a person who's super funny, if you like that, and the last person you were with was super funny, you'd be like, I know this personality, Or if they're really strong, a very a strong personality or whatever that was, you tend to be attracted to that, right? So this is why we repeat offend, right? So we'll go out and we'll meet somebody and we'll notice that thing, that obvious attraction, and we'll gravitate towards it, not realizing that we're kind of getting ready to recommit the same same scene with a different character, right?
Pause. I got it. It is you need to heal before you deal. Boom. It was who said this? It was he's one of those speakers and he's a social media. I know him because he's a friend of mine.
Sounds like I'm Darrell Owens, right? Yeah.
Not Darrell. Oh, that's good. But that's what it is. You need to heal yourself before you go trying to deal with other people, because hurt people,
right?
But
okay,
but I like the branch off of what you said. Like when you have a pattern of a thing, of a trait or characteristic that can lead you to repeating the breakup or the bad guy or the whatever the girl, the bad vibe, you kind of need to try something new and different.
Right, which is something so powerful. If people can catch this, it's something so powerful, because what happens is literally after you get your groove back, you go back now using that same thing to bait to catch the same thing you had before.
You have to reprogram your thinking.
And exactly. So you got it. So I think the rule of thumb is that, now that I'm fresh out of that relationship and I'm getting back on the scene or whatever, I don't want to now discount people and personalities that I normally wouldn't be attracted to. Right. Because I use this example and I'm done. And that is, how many times you can see a food and you can go to parties and things and see this food and say, I don't eat that. Because you just look at it and you say, you don't think you'll want it. You've never tried it before, right? And then one day, you reluctantly, from some odd reason, you at a party, you try it and you love it, right? Yes. Because you didn't even know you loved it. Because, you know what I'm saying? So
and before you eating the crab and you're allergic to crab, stop eating the crab.
Going back to the exact. They keep on
giving
go to the crawfish.
Irritate the system.
They're like, I'm allergic to crab, but I'm gonna get this EpiPen.
But you know what?
Make it all right.
Is it all right to cry?
It's okay to cry.
It's all right to cry.
Is it all right? That's the first.
You don't let the other person see you cry.
Letting it cry is the first step.
That's part of burning.
Letting it burn.
It's a part of letting it burn. It's a part of releasing.
But they shouldn't see you cry though, right?
Why are they seeing you cry?
No, I'm just saying, like, if they call you.
Are you going to them and crying in front of them? Why are they seeing you cry? Because they out. They're left.
Well, what if you got like a child together and they come to the house?
No, keep it in.
They're out. They're already left.
Keep it cute.
Why are they seeing?
Do not break down and cry.
Here's what I'm going to say. As soon as they leave, it's okay to cry, and you have to do this too. I don't know where this would fit into your 3 points, Pastor, but you have to release yourself from being a victim in any circumstance. Because we thrive on being the victim. Woe is me. And my mom always used to say, no one is coming to your pity party. And that was for any time that I would cry or get in trouble. No one's coming to your pity party, right? And so you have to release yourself from this is happening to me. So this is happening to me. It's happening for me.
And take some responsibility for your role,
and be comfortable with realizing this is happening for me.
Yeah,
this is happening for me to move in a different direction.
So which one of those top 3 they go in?
Let it burn.
Okay.
Let it burn.
Let it burn, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's all acceptance. That's all going through it. That's all being real with yourself. That's being honest with yourself. That's you saying, you admitting it. You finally coming to the place where you can talk to your family about it and say, it really is over. Wow. We're not together anymore. And because sometimes you don't even want to say those words. You want to say maybe it might come back around. So people really do hide in hope, and they hide in trying to get it back. So.
Thank you, Usher. Let it burn.
Yeah,
for sure.
PDO, you're the best, bro. How can people get that book?
IamDarrellOwens.com.
IamDarrellOwens.com.
It's a great read.
It's a great read.
It's a great read.
It's a great read. Yo, we'll go to a quick song. We'll come right back. We're gonna talk about Sharice.
We're going to talk about what's happening in the community, public safety. We're going to talk about K2. We're going to talk about national voting.
Yeah, all that. We'll be right back. Give us a call. I'm just joking, love. 656-115.
Excuse me, sweetie.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio, Tintito Bar. Salute. Show. What's going on, Sharice?
Salute. I am excited to be here. As you guys know, today is National Voter Registration Day, or was. It's about 10 minutes left. So
And Daughter's Day,
congratulations.
too.
And National Daughter's Day. So congratulations to everyone with
I
daughters.
a picture of my baby. I gotta do that.
And everyone who has registered to vote. And if you guys don't know that the November 6th election is a very critical election, as a member of the Democratic State Party, we just got sworn in last week. It is critical for us to turn red states blue. And what I mean by that is that we're working very hard over time to get candidates in office at every level of government.
Wow.
From Congress to Senate on down to local ANCs like myself, who will not be on the ballot, but I will be a write-in candidate.
Oh.
So if you're in my single-member district, you can write in Sharice Crawford to reelect us to the seat of ANC.
Is the mayor, is she gonna run again, you think?
The mayor is going to be on the ballot
She is?
in November, as well as there are going to be some write-in candidates. I believe there are several forms coming up, and so I try to
basically
share
nobody's
those in
running
my
against
story. And so I've met some of the candidates running against her. I think that they all have great intentions. I think that there's been a lot of challenges that we've had with her administration. And after you realize, okay, this is going to be the person that actually is going to win the next race,
Right.
you have to find creative ways to work with the administration. And so I took that approach and started working differently with the administration
Wow.
to find out ways where we could get resources to the community. And I think that's the biggest thing is to
Let me ask
figure
you a
out
question, though.
how do you get workability in a situation where this is what you're dealt with. These are the cards you
Let me ask you a
have.
question, Sharice. Why do you think there wasn't more competition for this year's mayor's race? Like, we didn't get better
I'm
talent.
going to be very honest with you. To run any race, even at this level, it requires money.
And she got the money.
It requires a
Well, she's
significant
already
amount
in
of
this
money.
position.
And not only, and she's the incumbent, and so essentially every agency is working for her in the District of Columbia. And so when you have that kind of leverage, the people who are running those agencies are also working for you. Now, I've never, and I said this in a video, and I said this to her at the grand opening that we had in my district, that one, her job is not an easy job, right? She is, a woman in position of power of the most powerful city in these United States.
Right.
And so make no mistakes about it, there are going to be times where you drop the ball. The question is, how do you reconcile from dropping the ball? How do you pick the ball back up and get back in line? How do you put the right people in position
Right.
to help you move that forward? And that's what I think that she's done. I think she's working on changing that image up. I think she's working on putting people, changing up her administration, getting people, because if you notice, her administration has changed significantly, and getting people in those positions where they can be more effective and finding their passion and talent in those areas. And so, I had to acknowledge her, because running a citywide race that I ran as well as an at-large candidate is not easy.
I don't think she's doing a bad job at all, though. I just think that I hate her effect on the snow days with the kids in DC. But other than that,
my challenge was that are you open and receptive to getting information, not just from people you're appointing, but from people who have been elected to bring this information to you, and that's what I expressed to them. And her communications team was very, very open with me when we recently planned, a very large grand opening ceremony in my district. And so that for me was like, okay, you know what? There are some people in this space that we can work with. And that made me feel very hopeful. But we still have this K2 and public safety
that's what I'm about to say,
challenge.
because we need to.
And I want to get to that. There was an announcement earlier today. I have to look into what those details were, but the mayor and the attorney general, Carl Racine, worked on proposing emergency legislation. And so it's very new. I haven't gotten into all the details yet, but that is on the table, and I'm glad that they work jointly on that. Because it is becoming a national challenge. And I don't think anyone has all of the solutions to public safety. I think that we're all trying to figure out what is our role in this. I think, I want to. There are several organizations, Cure Violence, J&J Solutions, that are assigned to different communities to solve retaliation challenges, but no one really knows how do you get someone in that moment of time to put down the gun.
Right.
And I think that we have to be more transparent about that. The challenge that we saw with the public safety issue was that they would come back with the chief of staff and give us a speech about crime being down. That's where you get people frustrated with your numbers and your data versus saying, hey, we have a problem and no, we don't have the solution.
Right.
But, you really have to be authentic about what we're dealing with in this capacity.
But your day to day, the community has to
absolutely.
see you day to day, and not just when there is a tragedy, and then you have your.
So if you have a
staff.
team in place, your team should feel like just as present as you are, right? Because it's impossible to be everywhere as much as you would want to be. So you want your team to feel present. You don't want to. That's why you got to change up your team. Right. You want your team to show up, and you want their visibility to be felt. Right. And so you want to acknowledge that there's a problem without the data behind it to say that the numbers are low. Right. That is honestly where the greatest pushback came from the public safety challenges. No, the numbers are not low. No, the data is not low. We have to be very, very transparent about that.
And diligent.
Yes, we have a problem, and we are working diligently every day with X number of organizations to figure out how do we get to the root cause of this? How do we address the systemic challenges of this?
Well, I think the problem is that Mary Bowser is just not the people's mayor. I think Mary Berry just had that kind of connection with the people. I think you can do the legislation and the work, but you don't have to. But you still need to find a way to connect with community because she just didn't do that.
Become more personable.
She jumped in that pool with that bad bathing suit on. She tried her best.
Every person is going to change and evolve. I'm going to like we talked about this all throughout the show. That's been kind of the sequence throughout the show is evolve. Do you redeem yourself? How do you come back?
Right.
And I really do see her in the space of redemption and coming back to show up differently. I'm seeing her being more receptive, more social. And maybe that's Miranda, because shout out to, she did have a new baby.
Right. Her baby name is Miranda?
Her name is Miranda. We're going to call her Mimi.
I
just made that up. That's not what
we should, because we're in D.C.
I just made that up. We do give nicknames for everything.
Or Randy.
But
what's she probably calling her?
But I see that I do believe there's an opportunity to right the ship. And I think that is all you can ask of any human person.
She has to steer the ship in a positive way. And those people in those communities is so important. I mean, once she leaves a community that's been traumatized, she needs a liaison in that community to make sure that people still feel her.
And what did Jay-Z say? Jay-Z said, you can't heal what you don't reveal.
Wow.
And so as long as we try to cover up these challenges with K2, I'm glad she's taking that head on, right? You can't say, oh, there's not a K2 problem where the numbers are low, because they don't have that kind of, opportunity, right? So you really have to take every issue as head on as you do when it comes to public safety. Someone losing their child, someone losing their loved one, and someone losing a member of their community. No one wants to hear your data.
Right.
No one wants to hear your statistics.
True.
We want to know that you feel our pain, that you understand this pain is real, and that we're doing everything we can do.
Right. It's all about standing in solidarity with the community.
You guys unfortunately run out of time. We had such a great show. Sharice Wicker, how can people get in contact with you if they need to?
Catch us on Crawford at Large. Crawford at Large is the campaign that we're running for national campaigns. And Commissioner Crawford, again, you can write her in. If you're living in a single member district in D.C., ANC 8CO3, you can write in Sharice Crawford on your ballot November 6th. And you can volunteer at Commissioner Crawford.
We got you. We got you.
We need financial contributions because, again, it takes money to run for any office at any level.
We got you. Yo, also, thank you to our liquor sponsor today, Tito Castro, LLP, P, right?
The Castro Law Firm.
The Castro Law Firm. Shout out to our liquor sponsor. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
checking
guys.
us out.
Thank you.
Yo, we had a great show. The rabbi was in the building. He didn't want to come on
David.
It's so
campus.
great to connect with the rabbi.
The rabbi
Sacramento.
came in the
And our
building.
He
engineer
has a great
Jacob.
program.
Right. And Jacob, yo, you did a great job today.
Jacob
Thanks,
is always
Jacob.
phenomenal.
Always a pleasure.
Always,
Thank
you're the
you,
best.
Jacob.
And thanks you guys for
And
having
Pastor
me.
was raw
sit
and
on
Thanks
here.
for
today.
co-hosting
I feel
today.
like I'm important today.
Oh, you did your
You're
thing.
very
And
much
shout out to the
Hook us up.
I want to
to
appreciate the 4C here today, ladies. because,
Yeah.
you know, there's the stigma that if you're in positions of power or leadership that you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain way, that you have to wear a certain kind of
Yes.
makeup.
Yes.
All
Shout
of
out
those
to all our
spells
rebel
are
women.
dying. We're killing all of those
Yes.
spells. You can
Yes.
absolutely be all of you, authentic and beautiful.
But
Although
you
you
look,
look-
look for her appointments tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
about to say. Although she looked really beautiful this weekend with her gown on, her makeup, and her
Right.
wig.
I'm gonna have a full sewing by
That
Friday.
was
Yeah, yeah,
not
but her
sewing.
She
Those
was
are
awesome.
braids.
Everybody put your drinks in the air. See you next week. We love you. Salute.
Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up.